Oh, hi guys. Sorry I've not been that active on my channel lately, but as you probably have noticed, there's a lot of things going on in the world and it impacts all of us. That's what I wanted to say. But if you want to do self-isolation and you love nature, well, that's actually a very perfect combination. You just get out there on your own. So I'm out on the foothills of Doi Sutep on Chiang Mai to do some scouting for some new trails and see if I can find some interesting campsites, and if I could maybe even find a small cave somewhere that I could use. And obviously also been curious to see if I can find some springs. But when you're out here, you really got to take care, especially if you're out here on your own, because I used to say the forest environment, the jungle environment is less dangerous than the urban environment, because out here you don't have anybody hit you because they have a bad day. You don't have people, animals bite you because they have hangover or anything like that. So everything here obeys to a certain set of rules. As long as you know those, it's not really a problem. But you gotta know them and you gotta be aware of them. And here's the trick. I just wanted to set up my hammock here from this tree and over to this tree, and you can see my strap is right here. So let me just show you what happens if you're not cautious. If you come about a tree like this, it's by first glance it's just a tree and it doesn't matter. First thing I quickly concluded was to put it up, and this one was not an option. It is rotten. The one behind, the same thing goes, but the one in the middle was okay. The one in the middle is a bit further down behind, so I thought no problem, and I dug in. I shouldn't have done that, because before I start doing things like this, you got to pay attention. Look at these leaves here. Right there, that is a red ant's nest, and there are more of them. We got another one right here, a red ant's nest, and they are pretty aggressive. If you start poking around with them, they will attack. So it didn't take more than a few split seconds that I realized I was about to do a very bad thing. But you can see they're like grown-up dogs, these ants. They're not funny to play with. I don't think these are that aggressive actually. I had like 15-20 on my neck, my back and my arms. You can feel them, they're big, but they didn't seem to bite. And just to see up here, we got something else there too. So that's actually a nice place if you want to go out and pick up eggs in the future. The red ant eggs, you can eat them, but I ain't gonna do a lot of hiking to get out to this little nest here. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. That's one of the things you got to watch out for. In a place like this, you also have very good chance of snakes. They like to sunbathe in the daytime to get their metabolism not working, and when it gets a bit too hot, they can be hiding out in small crevices or caves like these small ones here. And this whole place is just littered with old leaves where they can hide, and they are almost impossible to spot. Now, while I'm out here anyway, I thought I would just give you a small review of one of my most prized items that I have when I'm out here on my own hiking. And that's something that I don't see a lot of people using, and I even get questions as to why I do wear this. And that is my netting here. It's a camouflage, it really doesn't matter much. I'm not into the hiding kind of thing going on, but it just happens to be so. Bought it in an army shop. But the reason why I love this one a lot is because of the versatility. That's a difficult word. Versatility. When I'm out hiking, I usually use this hat here. Oh. It's got a wide brim, and it is covering my head very well, and I've got a bit of a shade to my eyes as well. But the problem is, it doesn't cover my neck. And if I don't do something special for that, then I will get sunburned. I have seen it all too often when I've been hiking or I've been out kayaking. And a perfect solution for that is this one here. Because to the contrary of a lot of other materials that will close it all up and you'll get hot and it doesn't work much unless you soak it up in water, for instance, then because of all these small holes in this nettings, you will have the breeze or the wind, everything will flow through. Damn, I've got a problem with language today. And that means it doesn't get too hot. You can get off with the heat, and you can get the coldest coming back, but you don't have the UV ray hitting you, so it protects your neck. But obviously it also has a lot of other possibilities. You can use it to tie things up with. You can use it simply as a bag. You take the corners here and tie them together, and you have yourself kind of a netting bag, which works perfectly well for whatever you need to carry. If you're out there foraging, for instance, you're finding mushrooms or bamboo shoot and stuff, you need to carry it home, perfect for that too. But you can also use it as a fishing net. Take 2 bamboos to each corner and then up to a stick and lower it down in the water, and you can find shrimps, you can find small fish, you can find all sorts of things that you can catch with this one here. And it doesn't stop there. Imagine that you have a lot of insects and stuff going on around you. You can take it over your head, under your head, and because the nettings here are so close to your eyes, they don't obstruct your view. You can still see everything almost perfectly well, but now you're not being bugged to hell with all the flies and mosquitoes and the insects that you might have, especially around sunrise and sunset, if you really have to be out there. So this little piece of clothing here, I think it's like $7-8. You can buy them in some of the shops here in Thailand at least. It is something I really cannot see myself leaving without. It is just too perfect. One disadvantage though, you can't really see the red ants when they're crawling around in it, and I have problems. Let me just emphasize, the ants do bite. Oh, and I don't like that. Let me just say that right off the back. That's not particularly fun. So I will wrap it up here and I'll keep on going, but yeah, mosquito netting here, a perfect little tool or piece of clothing that you can bring with you everywhere. It doesn't weigh anything, but it really serves to make your life so much easier when you're out there. You can carry things, you can protect yourself from mosquitoes, you can catch food with it, and well, it's just perfect. You can stay out of the sun without getting too much of an issue. But let me get going here. This is not a fun place to be. Oh, doesn't it just look nice? I mean, it's all dried out, but it seems that this creek do have a little bit of a moist to it, because I see green leaves here to the left and right. So that's good. And it is not unknown territory. See here to my left, we got the monk marking the trees. Usually that's done as a combination of marking a trail that they might be walking, but also to mark a tree as being sacred. If you're taking the road from Chiang Mai to Lamphun, at the old Lamphun road, you'll see these old giant trees that was planted back in the days where the whole region was established. They're all wrapped up in this cloth from the monks.